Hello， 大家好。喺學習科學嘅時候，我哋好多時咧都需要係解釋一啲嘅科學現象嘅。如果當用英文去解釋呢啲科學現象嘅時候，我哋可以點樣做呢？今日我就會同大家一齊去睇下啦。解釋科學現象嘅時候咧，我哋係需要係用到一啲嘅 connectives， 即係連接詞啦。例如中文嘅因為啊、所以啊，咁呢啲都係連接詞嘅例子嚟嘅。咁咧，我哋可以一齊睇下一啲嘅連接詞嘅例子啦。比較簡單嘅，我哋有 after， 中文嘅意思即係之後。如果我哋一齊睇呢一句句子啦 ，After air is removed from the Maddenberg hemispheres, the air pressure inside the hemispheres decreases。咁我哋見到呢度嘅連接詞就係 after 啦，即係當我哋從馬登堡半球抽走空氣之後，半球入面嘅氣壓就會下降啦。我哋中文講嘅時候，我哋會係話我哋從馬登堡半球抽走空氣之後，但係留意喎，我哋英文呢，我哋呢個 after，我哋就要擺喺呢一個分句嘅最開頭嘅。好啦，再睇另外一個連接詞嘅例子啦，就係 when， 中文嘅意思即係當。睇下呢一句例子啊 ，When the volume of a gas decreases, the gas pressure increases。呢度嘅連接詞係 when， 當氣體嘅體積下降，氣壓就會上升啦。咁喺呢一句句子裏面呢，我哋就用咗 when 呢一個嘅連接詞啦。好啦，咁另外咧，好常用嘅連接詞就係因為同埋所以啦。咁喺英文咧，我哋可以用乜嘢字眼嚟代表因為咧？我哋可以用 as、since、because 或者係 because of， 都係比較常用嘅字嚟嘅。咁大家留意喎 as 同 since 咧，我哋可以用喺句子嘅開頭或者係中間都得嘅。而 because 或者 because of 咧，我哋一般咧就會係用喺句子嘅中間嘅。好啦，咁我哋咧一齊嚟睇下呢一句嘅例子啦。As ice is less dense than water, it floats in water。咁喺呢一句咧，我哋咧就用咗 as 呢一個連接詞，就擺喺句子嘅開頭。由於冰嘅密度係比水低，所以冰喺水中會浮。咁咧，大家留意喎，頭先我講過咧 as 呢一個嘅連接詞咧，除咗可以擺句子嘅開頭，我哋都係可以擺句子嘅中間嘅。如果擺句子嘅中間嘅時候咧，我哋可以咁講 ：Ice flows in water as it is less dense than water。好啦，咁我哋一齊咧嚟解構下呢個嘅句子啦。如果當個連接詞 as 擺喺開頭嘅時候，我哋咧就可以係用一個 comma 加喺呢兩句分句嘅中間。咁樣，咁咧呢一個咧，大家係第一個需要注意嘅地方。嗱，其實咧呢一度咧，我哋係見到有兩個分句喺度嘅。第一個分句就係粉紅色筆間住呢一個 ice is less dense than water。呢一個分句咧，其實就係個原因嚟嘅，係個 reason。而第二個分句咧就係個結果嚟嘅，亦即係我紫色筆間住嘅地方。係個 result 嚟嘅呢一個分句。好啦，咁大家咧留意下喎。如果當我嗰個嘅連接詞係放喺句子嘅中間嚟用嘅時候咧，代表 reason 呢個分句同埋代表 result 呢一個分句咧嘅位置咧就會係調轉咗嘅。reason 嘅分句我哋咧會放咗去後面，而代表 result 嘅分句我哋咧 就會係放咗喺前面嘅。咁呢個係第二個大家需要留意嘅地方。咁第三點大家要留意嘅地方就係如果前面呢個分句同埋後面呢一個分句佢哋嘅主語係相同嘅時候，即是話好似呢一個例子，大家都係 ice 呢個主語嘅時候，我喺後面呢一個分句我就可以係用一個代名詞去代表就可以啦。咁成句再睇啦，就係 ice flows in water as it is less dense than water。我哋就唔會講 ice flows in water as ice is less dense than water 啦。好啦，咁我哋再睇另外一個連接詞嘅例子啦，就係呢一度啦 ，because 同埋 because of 啦。嗱，我哋可以睇睇呢度 ，ice flows in water because it is less dense than water。第二句例子啦 ，ice flows in water because of its lower density。咁呢度咧，第一句用嘅連接詞就係 because， 第二句用嘅連接詞咧就係 because of。咁咧有啲乜嘢分別咧？應該點樣用咧？大家就留意下啦。如果我當個連接詞係用咗 because 嘅時候，後面嘅呢一句咧就係一個短句嚟嘅，係一個 reason 嚟嘅。咁但係如果當我用個連接詞係 because of 嘅時候咧，後面呢一個咧，我哋係需要用一個 noun。我哋咧係叫做名詞啦，係因為佢嘅低密度，所以咧冰就會浮喺水啦。如果用 because of， 記得後面我哋係需要係跟一個 noun 名詞咁樣咯。如果用 because 後面咧就係寫翻個 reason， 寫翻個原因就可以啦。好啦，咁學完因為嘅連接詞之後咧，我哋咧就可以學所以嘅連接詞啦。咁所以咧可以係用乜嘢字嚟代表咧？我哋通常係會用 as a result、therefore、hence 或者係 thus 都可以嘅。咁睇下一啲例子啦，例如呢句例子 ：When a substance is heated, its particles become further apart. As a result, the substance expands。好啦。首先睇下第一句啦，我哋已經見到係第一個嘅連接詞咧，就係 when 啦，頭先講過啦。咁第二個連接詞咧就係 as a result 咁樣啦。咁咧成句嘅意思咧就係當物質加熱嘅時候，佢嘅粒子嘅距離就會增加，所以嗰個物質就會膨脹啦。好啦，咁咧喺呢一個位咧，我哋除咗可以用 as a result 之外咧，其實咧我哋仲可以係用 therefore、hence 或者咧係 thus 咧都可以嘅。好啦，嗱咁咧講咗咁耐，或者大家咧一齊睇下呢一句句子，咁咧大家去睇下究竟佢啱唔啱咯喎。好啦，睇一睇啦。As ice is less dense than water, thus it floats in water。大家認為呢一句句子係啱唔啱咧？好啦，俾少少時間大家去消化一下先。喺中文嚟講咧，呢句句子我哋就會係咁樣講嘅，因為冰嘅密度係比水嘅密度低，所以冰咧就會係浮喺水啦。咁咧好似咧聽落咧係冇乜問題喎，不過咧大家記得一樣嘢，記得一樣嘢，喺英文咧我哋因為同埋所以咧係唔會喺同一個句子出現嘅，因為同所以係唔會喺同一個句子出現嘅。咁咧呢一度咧，所以我哋就要留意下，如果呢一句句子咧，我哋可以咁樣講 ：As ice is less dense than water。It flows in water。呢個 thus 咧係唔需要有呢個字喺度嘅。As ice is less dense than water, it flows in water， 咁就可以啦。睇完呢段影片之後，希望大家都對用連接詞有一啲嘅了解啦。喺下一段片，我就會同大家試下做一啲嘅題目嘅。咁記得密切留意我哋最新推出嘅影片啊！拜拜。